All right, hello friends, don't go anywhere just yet, please. We're gonna end up ending a little bit early today, which is great. I know, woo, whoever wooed is, thank you. All right, let's see if we can wrangle everyone to the best of our ability. What we're gonna end up doing is just having a quick report out from each of the groups. I want you to read the 3 questions that you had at the end, maybe a quick little spiel, and Nicole's gonna finalize the poll everywhere. What we are going to do is basically what'll happen is you're gonna have all 12 of the questions on the poll everywhere. The goal is to prioritize the absolute top 3. They can be all 3 from the same group, doesn't matter. The absolute top 3 from those 12, in your opinion, from today. Obviously, we've lost a lot of people to the airport and the train station. We are going to send out the poll everywhere and leave it open for about 24 hours to a whole attendee list. Well, so we do have that, I hope. Great. And have them vote, and then we're gonna send out an email with the updated slide deck and the final results to everyone. You will be contacted by planning committee / me / Nicole / the group leads about writing and all of that good stuff after this meeting. There's gonna be one big main paper, but there will be papers from each group and probably some satellite papers as well. So stay tuned for that. Nicole, any other housekeeping before I get people up here? Cool. All right, and we're gonna go in order again because that just seems easier. So Jeremy and Meg, you're first.
All right, Meg's got the list. You know, the quick takeaway on these 3, so let's go through the questions and then we can just share a little bit of what we got out of the experience. So 1, this is again, coaching and individualized learning subgroup. 1, what short-term and long-term outcomes with a certain set of examples, but should be used to assess for coaching effectiveness in CBME. Competencies, right?
Yeah, competencies.
So, what are the competencies for training effective coaches in CBME? And, is it updated?
And then, here we go, sorry.
There we go, the new.
Here's the updated.
All right. And then lastly, from a learner's perspective, how do individualized and contextual factors affect how residents engage in and perceive coaching and individualized learning? The quick takeaways were, this was a great opportunity at the end to realize other groups were starting to reach the point of overlap. So I ran to the faculty development one to figure out that they're gonna wind up taking a lot of the preparation of faculty, including what would be those who can do coach-like skills. And we realized, oh, we should focus on what those competencies are. And similarly, the assessment team will be taking care of the data, so we didn't focus on what should be the inputs of data, since it will be an abundance of choices, and we will functionally leave that to the programs as they build their own program, their own coaching program.
Yeah.
So that was it from our end.
It's great. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, who was next? I don't even remember anymore. Assessment? All right, Kendra Martin.
All right, so we had a very robust discussion, mostly around what we meant by validity. And so we combined, again, sort of some of our questions together, but in thinking about if we say validity, what frameworks are we talking about? Does that also include acceptability? Does it include equity? What of that needs to be explicitly called out? So our first question is really trying to understand all that and how it relates to everything that's all currently in practice and where the gaps are. We then had a very robust discussion around predictive analytics and whether that is also part of validity or needs to be, again, sort of called out as its own. And really, I'd be curious to see where we end up. We really ended up on 4, and then just decided to let the group votes land where they may to get us to 3.
All right, Jeremy and Joel. Laura and Felix, you're on deck.
So our discussions largely also centered on just kind of condensing, subsuming, and making sure we didn't have too much overlap with other groups. So the three that we landed on were what educational strategies are most effective in preparing learners for the successful implementation of CBME, such as understanding the rationale behind the transition to CBME, how to interpret assessment data, how to engage in self-regulated learning and reflective practice, how to develop feedback literacy and effectively navigate the milieu of formal versus informal feedback in CBME, and appropriately discern, prioritize, and apply various forms of feedback. And then our second one is sort of parallel, but for faculty. So what educational strategies are most effective in preparing faculty to successfully implement CBME, such as modeling lifelong learning and critical self-reflection, adopting a coaching rather than mentorship approach, fostering culturally aware and learner-centered environments, and implementing robust 360-degree assessments. And then finally, what are the negative impacts of a CBME system, including assessment burden on trainees, faculty, and patients, and how can these be mitigated with faculty and learner development? Thank you.
So the implementation group also greatly appreciated the horse trading that went on about question ownership, which reduced our burden of difficult decisions and whatnot. I think our final three have come down to how can programs maintain consistency and accountability in implementation while allowing flexibility and customization to local environments, and what are the implications of that? What are the implications for CBME implementation and GME on the individual program, system, and organizations with regards to resource needs, regulations, and workforce? And what are the key indicators of success and challenge in the evaluation of CBME implementation into residency programs, including intended and unintended consequences? Other thoughts? All right.
Or do I need to get up here and like wax poetic about something?
Okay, so there is a final voting poll on your table. There's also the resources tab, the document. It's everywhere.
So just rank the questions on there. And yes, you can hit skip for now. You don't have to register for the voting. Yeah, make sure you're doing the final voting and not the second round. Sorry, I know there's so many voting QR codes.
Yeah, make sure it says final voting, and if it's not, if you can't find it on your table, scan the one on the screen.
You don't. You can hit skip for now. It's written really, really small in blue under where it's asking you to register.
Yes.
Yeah, so on that Google Doc that you've been using, I created a new tab. It's called Final Questions. So that actually has a list of the 12 questions that's in the Poll Everywhere. Due to the space in Poll Everywhere, I actually had to cut 2 of the questions. So please do look at that tab that says Final Questions for voting.
Do you want to project? Yeah, I can. I don't know which one I'm unplugging.
You're ranking, yeah.
Yeah, rank order voting. For the non-Californians in the room, this is the way the world works. I too was confused. It's because it's cold in here. Oh yeah, let's do that.
Hopefully it's working. And then let's just close this guy. And I'll just put it right on top.
Choose to mirror or extend display from the menu. Do you know how to do that?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Display settings. And then go to, fuck, where is it? Maybe not. go back to, is it this one? Oh, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Screen mirroring. Choose content. Go to window or app, I think. Choose window or app. Nope. Actually do mirror all. And then go back to the one that you had. Ta-da. Oh, crap.
What does that do?
Go back to this little guy. Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's like not letting me
Change.
Yeah, let's just do that. I'll show everything.
Now you can make it bigger. And then do the, yep. Zoom that guy in. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
All right, so if you need to read the entire question, they're all displayed on the screen. I'm not hearing anybody. Is anybody? All right, raise your hand if you need like a couple more minutes. Rundy says no, so so you're done. Okay, I want to look. Wait. All right, this is where we are. Oh, this is good. Cool. All right, so you guys can see the results so far. Don't tell your friends who left what the results are so far, because again, we're going to send this out to them to try and capture the last couple people. And again, even if your questions are not in the top 3, that does not mean that they're not important. They are going to end up in the final paper. And again, there will be papers from each of the different groups, but this is, the output of every consensus conference from SAEM is really the top 3 questions from the day, which is validity, reliability, utility of assessment tools, implications of implementation on all these different stakeholders, and key indicators of success and challenge in the evaluation of CBME implementation. So far, again, don't tell your friends just yet. We're going to try and capture all of them over the course of tonight and this weekend, and hopefully close this on Monday. And again, you will all be hearing from us. So, and don't vote twice. Like when you get the email, don't be like, mine didn't make the top 3, so I'm going to vote again. I will find you. Don't do it. All right. Does anyone have any last questions, comments, concerns, existential angst, reflections on the day? Yeah.
Just based on our registration, and it's already in.
Yes.
Already has it.
Yep. If you registered for the meeting, we have your information. Not that that's not creepy at all. Yes, Ben.
Any chance you're going to put together a Google Drive to have all the great PowerPoint slides from today?
Yes, we will be sending out all the updated PowerPoint slides from today. Not to worry. It's a lot of logistical housekeeping. Martin.
Yeah, just to say thank you, Holly and Nicole. This is an amazing thing.
All right, if I can have the group leads and anybody left from the planning committee for like 2 minutes, we want a picture before everybody leaves. Otherwise, thank you times a million for being here today. We will be in touch. If for any reason you want to talk about all things CBME and the pilot we're doing, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to talk. And thank you to everyone who was a speaker, part of a group, honestly, everything. You guys are incredible. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Get home safely.
And that's a consensus conference.